Now, no reprieve for South Africans as Eskom is warning of worsening power cuts. Now, on Saturday evening, load shedding was ramped up to stage 6 from 8 o'clock until 5 o'clock this morning. The ailing power utility says this is due to replenish emergency generation reserves. We're currently on stage 4 until further notice. Eskom says there's a possibility that stage 6 load shedding could make a return later this evening. Well, with more breakdowns at Eskom's power plant and South Africa is seeing a return to stage 6, the utility's request for the Kusile power plant is causing a stir. Repairs are due at several units and the ailing power utility wants to temporarily bypass a filter that removes the toxic sulphur dioxide. Newzroom Afrika's Andersen filed this report.
Kusile coal-fired power station at Delmas in Mpumalanga has been fraught with issues since its conceptualization. After years of delays and coming in massively over budget, with poor design quality leading to breakdowns, Eskom is now looking for new ways to speed up repairs to get 3 key units back online. In October last year, a heater on the under construction Unit 5 caught fire, and just a few months later, a buildup of cement led to the collapse of the flue gas duct at Unit 1. Now Eskom is seeking permission from the Department of Environmental Affairs to temporarily bypass the flue gas desulfurization unit, the filter that stops toxic pollution from pouring into the air.
By doing the temporary repairs, they can bring back those 3 units, which equates to about 2,100 megawatts, which is drastically needed electrons now.
Some experts have suggested that bypassing the flue ducts repairs will in fact allow 3 units at Kusile to be returned to service 12 months earlier. But while the country's energy grid is in desperate need of more and immediate energy, what health implications would the extra pollution have? Environmental energy activist Bobby Peake says research shows that the consequences will be huge.
Eskom's already pollution costs 2,200 lives every year. And if we look at that, and if we have to add this pollution onto it, Laura Milavarti from the Center for Research and Energy and Clean Air in Finland said in response to this that Eskom will increase emissions 8-fold. This is sulphur dioxide emissions. Sulphur dioxide, which impacts upon your health and your breathing.
But with stage 6 load shedding having arrived again on Saturday evening, former Eskom executive Vali Parayachi says a temporary bypass of the filtration system for a few months at Kusile could still be worth it due to the desperate state of the country.
I am specifically supporting the Kusile temporary application because the technology is already there. There's no further wastage of time. In fact, we're saving time in bringing the electrons onto the grid.
Eskom, on the other hand, says the environmental impact of the increase of emissions is yet to be determined. Peake, who works with community members living near Kusile and other coal power stations in the country, says residents have already been through more than enough.
What's really important is to focus on 3 issues. Communities affected, the health of people in those communities, the warnings that Eskom had already in 2009 that they should not build Kusile and Medupi, and also we have to look at the context of corruption and poor technical design. So essentially, we work with communities as groundwork that are subject to this ongoing and now worsening pollution, and maybe Eskom should explain directly to people affected why now people must have to deal with extra pollution.
The recent declaration of a national state of disaster due to the energy crisis is also set to give Eskom more leeway to circumvent some form of regulations and red tape in the sector. But while South Africa waits to see Eskom's next moves, consumers wait without power. For Newzroom Afrika on Channel 405, I'm Andersen in Johannesburg.